What's up, witches? Let's go ahead and get a message for today. See what's going on for the general collective, my YouTube family. And we got Neptune again, right? I get those real strong waves, right? Real strong tides, real strong currents, real strong. I get like undertows and currents, right? That real strong pulling energy, right? Got the 6 here. I like 6 because it's a rite of passage number for me, right? I got hope and renewal. There's definitely somebody being pulled in a new direction. Something with some hope and renewal towards it. You might have to be thinking out of the box. That is the Aquarius's their superpowers is thinking differently. Got the moon, the star, flight, waves, and cutting off energy. Someone's going to have to put energy behind them, right? There's some sort of secret movement. Once again, tides pulling. That really strong current is pulling someone to take flight. Whatever this is going to cause waves because there's going to be energies cut off when this happens. That's my spell deck. Fated to suffer. The ever-present story of Snow White there. Funny, we've been talking about karma all day today. It's been my thing since this morning. It was a big topic that came up in Cards and Coffee as well. Don't mind it. It's storming like crazy here today. That's the wind on the tin roof there. Don't be surprised if you hear some thunder going on. Fated to suffer, my point that I take away with this all the time is who was actually fated to suffer. Snow White went through a lot of suffering, right? She was ran from her home. She had this whole turbulent childhood scenario here, but she gets her happily ever after in the end. So she wasn't fated to suffer, right? Who was fated to suffer? The Queen. You know, the Queen was fated to suffer. She's the one who, she was beautiful. She was beautiful, and she transformed herself into something ugly in an attempt to poison Snow White, to attempt to poison, this person's timeline, to kill her, to end it, right? To stop her from being so noticed, right? Just that's all it was. What? How dare you be more noticed than me? Someone's gotta like me best, type of energy going on here. And it pushed the whole storyline. So the one who was fated to suffer was the evil queen, right? So I get dragonfly emergence, right? So someone's gone through this. Someone's gone through someone trying to poison their timeline. But this person is only causing this karma onto themselves, right? That's how it works. The more this person, and that's why we always talk about against hexing in the witches community, and it does nothing to do other than what? That's the story of Snow White. The evil queen poisoned herself, right? The evil queen poisoned herself. She turned herself ugly and then tried to poison Snow White, but the universe intervened. The universe intervened, right? I think in those nature scenes, right? How many of us have experienced those, divine child of the universe moments where you have some weird connection with some butterflies or something out in nature, right? In the end, it was the animals, and they didn't kill her. They just chased her, and she ran herself off the cliff. I get the Cinderella reference in this too, right? Who was fated to suffer there? I like the Grimm's version of that too, where the birds in the mother's tree come and peck the stepmother's and the sister's eyes out. Right, and in an attempt to get her daughter to outshine Cinderella, she ended up getting part of her daughter's feet chopped off, and they ended up in the end getting their eyes pecked out. Right? And Cinderella and Snow White, neither one of them ever thought about worrying about getting revenge, getting back at them. What all they kept working forward towards was their dream, what it was they were working from. They just kept operating in their heart base center. That's what we talk about when we get into princess energy, but I'm not going to get into that right now with y'all. That's a conversation for like a podcast with Elsa over on Patreon or something. Alright. Six of Wands. This came out in the last reading too, in Cards of Coffee this morning. It was a different one though. Six of Wands. I get somebody is getting victory in standing in their truth, in their center, right? I just get that energy off of this card, the way she's holding that rose and kind of honoring herself, right? Definitely got some sort of playboy energy that was happening here. This could be somebody could be attracting a lot of attention from people in their past, right? People are seeing this person from a distance as their wish fulfillment now, because this person stood in who they were, right? Five of Cups, but somebody still can't release it. Somebody still can't release it. Yeah, I get somebody who's just, even for this person who's standing in their truth and gaining all this victory, and they're moving forward in their life, and they're following their Nine of Cups, and they're following their dreams right now. There's some sort of price in making this decision, right? There's a price in making this decision, and it's releasing old timelines, right? That's what the Five of Cups is really about. The heartbreak isn't, it's not losing a person, right? It's not losing a whatever it is, right? Even if you fall back into a dream that you had before, you changed your dreams, right? It's releasing that timeline that you found, that you were willing to let go of whatever this individual dream timeline was, right? You were willing to release it for somebody else or for something else or for a new timeline. And now you have to let go of that timeline and refocus. And I get that there's just a lot of push and pull and a lot of indecision about, I get kind of the energy, if I follow what I want, this person's kind of, I don't know. I get that it might be a timeline that people like with the Seven of Cups, people might not understand. I feel like they might get judged by their past. There's a lot of past watching this person. There's a lot of past people watching this person. This person's been having to do a lot. There's a lot for this victory here, but of standing true to themselves, surrounded by these energies, right? Someone is working on manifesting from a foundation. I feel like they've built up some power. They might have started manifesting some things, right? They have like a bit of a foundation built, and they're trying to use that foundation to build more, right? See how they're building up that energy? Right, this person feels very divinely guided. Felt like they're being pulled, right? I always say fate and fortune when you get the two animals there, right? But they feel like they're being pulled very strongly onto these timelines, right? And the pulling is almost oppressive, right? It's almost oppressive, right? It's that anxiety, it's that change, it's that all that comes with, making these moves forward. I get with this kind of person, they feel oppressed the most when they look back, right? Because they're really trying to manifest moving forward. They're trying to manifest moving forward. I get that they might still struggle with their words a bit, right? There's definitely a strong movement that wants to be made in a certain direction. I'm picking up a High Priestess here, right? Divine feminine energy. I even get that some people might even see her as a player because of the way she's operating right now. She's not acting, she's still acting true to herself, but it's in a way that I think that people aren't used to seeing, because you get that whole energy of, You had to release these old timelines of what you wanted. I get a life change situation, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go from having, when you go from like having your kids in your house to not having your kids when your kids move out. You know, when you have these energies of big shifts, big changes, right? And it's like, for whatever reason, whatever situation didn't work out or whatever in the past, and now there's this big change, and whenever they look back, it's like, I feel like people who you may have been willing to sacrifice this timeline to before, because I get a strong sense you've been called to it several times, and you've sacrificed it several times. And whenever you look back, it's like, the oppression is these people who aren't seeing you. You probably clearly expressed this dream, expressed these timelines, expressed what you wanted to do, expressed who you are plenty of times. But because they were so obsessed with you maintaining their timeline, their stuff, right? They never really paid much attention to you, and now that's what they see. Get that energy here. On the 5D, there's someone, and I'm getting someone from your past. It's a strong soul connection. I don't know, we'll get into whether you had, what kind of connection you had with this person. When I'm up to 11 minutes. I get the sense that there's like, I'm getting these witches from the past, right? So I'm definitely picking up a past energy on the 5D, right? There's this sense, because we've got Billy here too, right? So we got the player here, and we get how he's helping her destroy this witch from the past, right? To burn up this energy, right? To move past this energy, to no longer live in fear of this energy, right? I guess someone could have been numbing themselves. They've been numbing themselves. They've been defensive. I get this is a masculine energy, right? You might not even notice that this person helped you, right? Because this could have been somebody who's tied to both of y'all's past, but you might not even be aware of what this person may have done, right? There's definitely some sort of energy of moving on from the past here. It's like defeating this enemy, right? And this person's working through this as well, right? We got 8 of Potions here. And I always like that for you guys going home, it's usually somebody like the 8 of Potions is that moving beyond. Moving beyond that energy, right? I get that there's a lot to do with social media here that causes these third-party situations, people all up in everybody's energy, right? I got the 7 of Lightning here, which is the 7 of Swords. There's a lot of lies, a lot of manipulations, a lot of twisting, right? Someone is being emboldened to keep things behind closed doors. This masculine is being emboldened to keep things behind closed doors for once, right? It's like the universe is like, what? You're gonna have to be quiet. You're gonna have to keep some shit behind some closed doors here, right? I can't be posting everything. 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. There's definitely been something that's coming along here, right? There's definitely an energy of like coming together, seeds of intentions being planted, right? There's definitely a reaping what you sow, or moving towards this energy, right? Working towards this Queen of Staves energy, Queen of Candles here. This person could have been a master manipulator at one point, right? This person could have been a master manipulator, a player at that type of energy, right? Twist the bones and bend the back, right? This person, yeah, I get that dealing with these witches has transformed them. Now know they're after this Empress. I like how she has this camera too. So I get this energy of like, well, what caused them to back off on posting and messing around on social media and stuff like that. I get that this person has a focus on them and that is changing things. Alright, that's all I have time for here today. Remember, longer readings and stuff like that are on the other stuff. Patreon links below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. Oh, blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all. I'll be back as soon as I can. I promise.